Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
Would you still work your job if you won one of the big lotteries, $1 mil plus? Why or why not? 1 million isn't enough to quit work. Especially not after taxes. In my country, a lottery win, even a massive one, is entirely tax-free. And you get the whole lump sum as one single payment. And you have total anonymity. Nobody, except you, can reveal who the winner is. 3 big differences to how it works in the US. But £1 million is still not enough to quit work. 1 million, no. 5, maybe. 10, sure. Yeah, I'd need at least 5 million to even consider retiring, but even then I wouldn't do it right away. 10 or more and I definitely would. 5 million is plenty for most people to retire on. If one is wise with the investing, one can easily live off of the dividends and interest on 5 million. Even dumping it all in a HYSA yields 125k per year in interest at a garbage 2.5% April. A million gives you a big head start on your retirement planning, but it's nothing to quit your job over. Depends on how old the winner is. 20-year-old, no, keep plugging away. 70-year-old, go ahead and call it a day, Gramps, you're good. My coworker was a few years out from retiring and hit $1 million on a scratch-off. He didn't last long. Once you have some money, one's tolerance for putting up with nasty, fake coworkers becomes extremely low. I'd still work a job, but just not my crappy job. This is the answer. I don't hate working, I don't even hate my job, I'm just burnt out. I'd take a few months off, then find something else that interested me. Hopefully something more community-based. I work at the post office, and I love my job. So even if I won millions, I'd just keep it a secret and continue working for my own satisfaction. ETA, I should have said millions in my question, cause I just realized that after taxes, 1 lil million ain't shit. Your intention was pretty easy to understand. People bringing up the $1 million thing just want to vent. The negative echo chamber of Reddit is deafening. I would definitely work less. Something like 3 to 4 days a week. I don't hate my job and boredom would kill me. 1 mil invested at a 4% return on an ETF can easily pay 3k a month. Yes, I would still work. Because people would suspect, and I don't hate my job. 1 million is still too small. I'll keep on working for more. I would keep working. I run a non-profit and love what I do most days, and am very passionate about the need for the services we provide. What I would do is funnel some of that money into the organization so we could hire the staff we need to make a much bigger impact. This is so fucking wholesome, OMG. What non-profit do you run? No tax for me. Would be out of there pretty quickly and find something more enjoyable and less stressful. With no mortgage to pay, I could take a 50% pay cut without too much of a problem. I would sit at home sampling the fine cheeses of the world. Health insurance. 1 week in the hospital can eat through a ton of money. $1 mil, for sure. $5 mil, prob just to retain health insurance. $10 mil plus, prob not. I only play the lottery for obscene amounts of money. Winning under $100 million will destroy your life. You need enough to get away and comfortably and securely live to fend off the vultures of society and friends and relatives, and ideally give back in a sensible manner and controlled way. I see it differently. I play sometimes for 10 million, or it's enough to retire and pursue something personal, by not enough that I need to hire private security or change my kid's school or anything. In my area, that doesn't make me the rich guy or anything. More than a few tens of million and you have to abandon life as you know it, start over. I like my life for the most part. Let's do the math on it. $1 million isn't even close for me, so let's assume $5 million. $5 million win would be like what? $1.6 million cash after lump sum payment and federal taxes. Even assuming a healthy 8% annual return, that's only like $130,000 actual income annually. That's not even close to replacing our annual HH income. I think maybe I could think about $10 million being enough, but even that would be tough. I'd probably keep working, but much less. That's not even close to replacing our annual HH income, assuming you don't want to touch principal. If it was a quit working amount, I would still work enough to complete a succession plan of sorts. Even if it took a year. While I'm only a manager, I've put a lot of work into developing my team over many years, and I wouldn't just up and leave suddenly. To be clear, this isn't to be helpful to the company, even though they have been good to me, but I'd rather leave knowing one of my current team members can step in and be successful. That, and I wouldn't be telling anyone about a lottery win. As far as anyone, including family, is concerned, an opportunity arose somewhere else and I'm relocating. Although an issue will be that my non-tolerance for stupidity would be way more obvious. I could see myself getting fired before leaving on my own. Tears of joy that could be a fun little game on its own too. Yes, 1 million not nearly enough to quit my job and support me and my family. Would invest that money for my child and use some of it for house and auto repairs and pay off some debts. 1 mil after taxes, no. Not enough. It'd take a leave of absence and travel for a year. Then return to the grind. Damn, what kind of job do you have where you can take a lower for a year and still come back without worrying about being replaced? I'm assuming you'd have to be an owner of a business. The fuck do people do here where 5 million wouldn't be enough to retire? Are you people insane? Lots of people have low mid six-figure professional jobs that make similar to or more than the annual dividend on $5 million. That aside, most people still would need health insurance that their jobs provide. Some people like their jobs and would enjoy the security to knowing they have a nice nest egg. Some people don't like their jobs and would use the money as a bridge to get a job they like more, knowing that they can be more flexible on salary and use it to negotiate more time off or whatever they want instead of more money. It also greatly depends on how far along someone is in their career and what their lifetime earning potential is and what level of monthly income they would want to maintain the current lifestyle. The only reason I have a job is money. If I didn't need to earn money, I would not work. Ever again. 1 mil today is like a free modest house and a used car. I got a $53,000 settlement for slipping on some pee-pee at the Megalomart. I'll never need to work a day in my life ever again. Had a windfall in the could retire range and haven't done so because I find my job purposeful at least a good chunk of the time and don't quite know what I would do with myself. I already travel quite a bit, and I know I'm not disciplined enough to make even my favorite hobbies an everyday thing. Plus, I get a sense of financial security and flexibility from it. The money is invested and well diversified, but I also realize the market could implode, especially with the current political climate, inflation is a concern, etc. Meanwhile, I can live comfortably off my salary. I have considered going part-time, though. I would still work, but I would work on my own design projects. 1 million probably after the taxes isn't all that much, but if it were a larger jackpot, damn straight I'd quit. Yes, but I would slow down. I would accept less clients and get rid of some of them that I currently have. I'd live a more homesteading lifestyle. As for why, because it's too easy to get lazy and unmotivated if there's not enough labor to do. And I want to set the example to my kids that life does require work and smart choices. Yes, especially 1 million. But I'd always work for my company in some way, volunteering if I won a lot. Honestly, $1 million is not what it used to be, so the answer is no. No, I would retire immediately. It would take past my retirement savings goal. One doesn't really need to hoard gold like a dragon to retire in a country with universal health care. Even if I won the $1 billion, I'm not sure if I'd quit my job. I genuinely love my job. May I ask what the job is? I'm a registered behavior technician for a school. Probably I still like interacting with my coworkers. All I want is a second place lottery, more money, more problems, just enough to provide safe housing for my family and have a little cushion. Immediately, I would not quit my employment. In phases, I would increase contributions in pension, purchase a variety of stock and pay off mortgage. IWFH and don't mind my job most days. 1 million is too small to quit. No matter the amount I got, unless it was literally, fuck you I can buy and do what I want forever without caring, money, I'd probably still work a little. Depending on how much I might pivot from doing my current full-time and do something I enjoy more as some sort of part-time income. It all depends. 5+ million, yeah, but I would ride that razor edge of seeing how far I could go and get fired. Oh, the shenanigans and tomfoolery would be magnificent. $1 million isn't much anymore. You couldn't just walk away from a job with that much money. I'd find a hobby that takes up most of my time, or maybe get a dream job. Absolutely. If anything, I'd be even better at my job. It gives you a huge cushion to take risks. Say all the things that need to be said to the people that need to hear it. You don't, because if they take it wrong, there goes your job. Get $1 million cushion. Game on. Easily, yes. I'm not the kind of person who could go through life not working. Plus, even if I get lucky enough to win life-changing money, I would want to set a good example for my children that you still have to work hard for the things you want in life. So the money would be put into trusts, invested, and I would continue working, but with greater security. Anything less than $10 million, I'd still work full-time. Anything $10 million or more, I'd still work, but it'd just be something part-time, merely to keep me busy during the day. I'd travel and such, but let's be real, that wouldn't be happening all the time. $1 minus 10 million, yes, at least until my kids graduate from college. $10 minus 20 million, yes, at least until they graduate high school. $20 minus 40 million, until I decide what I want to do to pass the time. $40 to $100 million, yes, until the check clears the bank, then I'll shake my boss's hand, say thank you and leave. $100 million plus, I'm immediately taking off all my clothes and streaking through the office with both middle fingers in the air, telling everyone to kiss my starfish. If it were just me, I would still work because I love teaching. But if I did win, I would end up quitting because the wife is so ready to retire and travel the US and the world. If the work is interesting, then why not continue working? I'd still work my current job as I do love it, but I'd maybe scale back the days per week a little just to give myself some additional free time and hopefully get to enjoy my lottery winnings with a few trips here and there.